Greetings, everyone. Yeah, I didn't film a wraparound segment for part 2. I do apologize, and I don't feel like putting a shirt on, so I'll just spare you that agony. We're talking about Shira on a closer look today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Earlier today, or whenever you last watched it, we took a look at the best of Shira, and of course, volumes 1 and 2 of season 1. Today, we're going to wrap up our look at the Princess of Power with the last 2 sets. This probably won't be as long. We've got, of course, the season 2 collection and the He-Man and Shira Christmas special. So we're going to take a look at both of these, and yeah, that'll kind of wrap up our look at the Filmation saga of He-Man and Shira. And yeah, so let's get to it today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Okay, let's get right to it, shall we? So first up, we have Shira, Princess of Power Season 2. Now, this was not a full 65-episode season like the first season. It was, I don't know, how many episodes was it? I don't know, it goes up to 93. It was like 85, is 20, 30, so 28. So it's 28 episodes for season 2. So I had to do some math with my very tired brain, which brought the total up to 93 episodes. Why am I thinking it's 93 episodes? Is that right? Oh, it says right there, 28 episodes. So yes, 93 episodes total. There we go. All right, so let's take a look here. We'll got one of Hordak's soldiers there, and then of course the last slice of the mural for the Shira section of the mural. Very cool. So this of course just slides out as per usual. Now you get these lovely pictures from various episodes, and then just kind of a duplicate of the cover. Oh, one thing I should mention. You may notice this cover has no embossing on it. Yeah, I think this is when BCI was actually starting to run into a bit of trouble. They started to scale back on the packaging a little bit. So you notice it's no longer, but still got the glossy and the matte, but no longer any embossing. So just saving those few pennies on the packaging. Yeah, some of us took it as a sign that they were in trouble. So I do believe actually the New Adventures of He-Man was released before this. Like I think they actually did release them in mural order. So I know New Adventures of He-Man is all embossed, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just quickly check here. Yeah, that's embossed. Oh no, actually, yeah, New Adventures of He-Man, same thing. We'll look at that next time. But Volume 1 is embossed, Volume 2 is not. So maybe they're releasing them concurrently. I don't remember. I didn't bother. Who cares what the release dates were? It was like 10 years ago. Anyway, here we go. So taking a look here, we got Elsa hitting on He-Man. There we go. We got Shira getting manhandled by some robots there. Never a good situation. All right, and then here we go. So we're just gonna. This is actually one of the rarer sets. So if you see this for under $60, you're lucky. Honestly, if you see this for $60, that's not a bad price. These originally retailed for about $75. So I figure anything under original retail price is a good deal, especially given how long they've been out of print. So yeah. But I know there's still a few of you out there watching these who are trying to finish off your BCI Eclipse sets. At this stage in the game, it's definitely tricky. I mean, these have been out of print for about 6 years now. So, but you can still find them out there. I mean, I still do see them in the wild sometimes, like on Amazon and eBay and stuff, going for, fairly decent prices. So it's not like they're, completely unobtainable. They're not made of unobtainium. Oh God, did I really just go there? All right, so very nice pictures. Just gonna open Open that up. I don't think I've even ever popped these out of the discs there, or out of the hubs. They're a little stiff there. Just get going there. Okay. Yeah, so there we go. Got Orko's evil cousin there. Got oh, I know who that is. That's the that guy who lived in the sewer in the in that X-Files episode, you know, and he was like floating around he was like coming up through the toilet. Yeah, it's that guy. Yeah, so that's what he did before X-Files. Who knew? And I don't know who she is, but she has awesomely huge red hair. So she must be a good guy. Clearly she's a good guy. Okay. She's just kind of, you know, doing a double agent type of thing to get in on the villain's plans. Yeah, that's what she's doing. Alright, so here we go. So just pop these out. I'm lingering a little bit longer on silliness just because this one isn't going to be as long as the other one. There we go. Very nice. Okay, so we'll just put all the discs back in, so that's done. Ow, this is hurting my arm. I injured my shoulder about a week ago, and it's been very slowly healing. I think I don't know what I did. At first I thought I just slept on it funny, but I think I actually pulled it. I have a very stiff patio door. Like, you have no idea. It's not just that it's stiff. It actually jumps the track on the patio door and ends up, you know, having to drag this 100-pound slab of metal and glass just to open and close the door. And I think I wrenched my shoulder when I was opening it the other day. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the booklet and the art cards. Okay, here we go. So here's, of course, the insert booklet. Very nice. I say that a lot, don't I? Well, it's because these things are very nice. What can I say? What else am I going to say except very nice when they're very nice? It's clear they're very nice, so I'm going to say they're very nice. Okay. And then the episode guide. It's very late and my brain is in silly mode. And there we go. Very cool indeed. Alright, and then art cards. This is the last two art cards, numbers 7 and 8. Let's take a look here. Alright. Ta-da! Very cool. It almost looks like something out of Guardians of the Galaxy, like the Guardians of the Galaxy comics. But it's not. It's Shira stuff. Cool. Turn this over. It is by Lainil Francis Yu. There you go. Very cool. Nice little bio. I like how they give you little bios on the artist there. It's like, oh, never heard of this guy? Are you sure? Look at all the cool stuff he's done. Bet you've seen some of it. Alright, and then next up we have number 8 of 8. This is an artist I am somewhat familiar with. Very nice picture indeed. This is by Colleen Doran, who's been a notable comic book artist for many, 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 many years. I've always actually really liked her art style. It's very, I think it's very ahead of its time, actually. Like, you see a lot of her type of art style nowadays, but at the time it was very, very different from anything else out there. It was kind of like ahead of its time, yet how can I put it? Sort of retro at the same time. So it was like, yeah. Anyway, the one I most remember her from is A Distant Soil, which was sort of a science fiction comic that she did for Warp Graphics, which is the company that published the original ElfQuest comics. Very cool stuff indeed. And I remember really liking A Distant Soil. And, yeah. I don't think it was ever finished, actually. So I'm just going to put the inserts back in here. Yeah, I seem to recall A Distant Soil was kind of left hanging. I don't know. That often happens with indie comics. You'll have a great series going for a while, and it'll just kind of fade away. Alrighty, so last but most definitely not least, the He-Man and Shira Christmas Special. Hooray! I should mention this. I'll be talking about the re-releases of Shira a little bit that have come out post BCI Eclipse era. There was a re-release of this as well. I'll just give you a quick look at the cover there. There you go. So Classic Media actually did a re-release of the Christmas special, which you should still be able to find out there somewhere. If not, well, too bad. But of the two releases, this one is definitely the nicer one. If we take a look, we do have... There we go. We've got the Embossing Back. Yay! I think this was kind of released in between all the other ones, back when they were still basically embossing all their covers. So, very, very nice indeed. Of course, we've got both He-Man and Shira embossed. You can feel He-Man's rippling six-pack. There you go. Abs of steel, man. Alright, and there we go. Got all the contents there, and some elephant guy putting the star on the tree. Yeah, so this is like a 45-minute long special. Oh yeah, you can tell this is from early in the run because it still says BCI and not ink and paint. So there you go. But yeah, this is cheesy as hell. This is really cheesy, but it's got everybody, pretty much everybody from both shows in it. Puts in an appearance here at some point. But it's just it's the ultimate in sappy, feel-good 80s cheese for the holidays, you know. So I'm just gonna pull back a hair here. There we go. But yeah, it's fun. Even Skeletor has a change of heart and does a good deed in it, which I thought was incredibly out of character for Skeletor. But what the heck? It's the holidays. Now, see, this makes so little sense that. Well, no, I guess it does, because it's about two kids from Earth who get brought to Eternia, and they teach them all about Christmas and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's craziness, man. It is a bit of a I hesitate to use the term guilty pleasure, but you know, it's a pleasure that some people may be ashamed to admit. But I do enjoy this one. We got the Christmas special there. Oh, and look at that. We got art cards. We'll take a look at those in just a moment here. So if we take the disc out, look at that. We got this lovely background artwork. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Just a single disc set, even though it's in a package that feels like a double disc set. But I mean, for a single 45-minute special, they really milked this as far as giving it its own special edition. Let's take a look at the insert book first off. Okay, here we go. So we got the insert book, just the same cover artwork there, of course. And then on the back, oh yeah, you can see sort of when this was released. It was back when the Best of He-Man and the Season 1 Volume 1 set was released. So I guess in terms of the DVD releases, this is the first time we actually saw Shira. So it wasn't until, actually, I guess a couple years later that we actually started to get the Shira episodes on DVD as well. So there you go, quite a pile of info about it. Very cool. Alright, let's take a look at the art cards. Oh, if you're wondering why it's kind of... Oh, well, you can see that, but it's got kind of a crease in it. It's because this has been very well watched by Rosie and I. The rest of the packaging is fine, but somehow the booklet got kind of crunched. Luckily, the art cards did not. I don't mind so much that the booklet got a little crunched, but if the art cards were, then, man, I would be tracking it down and buying it again. Okay, so this, this actually goes in with the He-Man collection of art cards. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. So there we go. You got kind of a crazy looking He-Man, like but very cool there. We got Shira being kind of showcased there. He-Man and Skeletor in the background. You got Hordak looming there. You got Grayskull there. A bunch of characters. You got Man-at-Arms, Orko. The owl guy, who I keep thinking is Lookie, but I don't think is. I don't remember. And yeah, anyway, pile of characters, and the artist is Phil Jimenez. Very cool. Yeah, that's really nice artwork on there. Indeed, so it looks like he worked on some X-Men and Spider-Man and stuff like that. Very cool. Infinite Crisis. He's done some Marvel and some DC. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so you can see this is out of 16. It's number 5 of 16. So the He-Man art card collection stretches across all the He-Man sets, New Adventures, and I can't remember. I don't think it stretches into the 2002 series. I think it's kind of its own set of art cards. But yeah, so this doesn't factor into the Shira set. I was going to say Hera. But yeah, so anyways, we got this very cool watercolor rendition of Skeletor, He-Man, and Shira. Very nice indeed. If we see who did it, we have David Mack. There you go. Very cool indeed. Yeah, looks like he's done some a lot of Marvel stuff actually. I see some Spider-Man and Daredevil and stuff like that. I'm actually reading upside down. And Kabuki. There you go. So, yeah, very nice indeed. Number 6 of 16. Gotta love that. Alrighty. So we'll just put all these back together. No other inserts, no anime catalogs or anything. There may have been at some point. They may have just kind of disappeared over the years. I don't worry about the advertisements so much in them. Especially since a lot of them are duplicated across the various sets. So just slide that in there. No mural or anything on this. It's just the title on the spine, copyright info on the bottom. Whoop-de-doo. Title there as well. Is that the right way around? I think so. Yeah. All right. Boom. Pull it back a bit, shall we? There we go. Boom. And that wraps up our look at Shira, Princess of Power. That is absolutely everything that has ever existed for Shira. Very, very cool. It's great to have both that and the He-Man collection. I mean, they are just such a legend of 80s cartoon culture. All right, so let's head back up to the chair to 2 months ago when I did the conclusion. So there you go, the complete saga of Shira, Princess of Power. Now, it's funny because last time I kind of ragged on He-Man a little bit, saying how I wasn't really a big fan, I didn't really watch it much. Well, I did, but it wasn't a show that I went out of my way to watch. Funny thing is, when Shira came on, I actually thought, like, I found Shira more interesting, because to me it just seemed like they'd done something a little bit more interesting with the story, I guess, and maybe I found the characters a little more interesting. I don't know what it was, but at the time that they were originally on, I actually preferred Shira over He-Man. Go figure. I don't know why, honestly. I just did. Because really, I don't really think that one is necessarily better than the other, now that I kind of look at them now. They're just kind of two different sides of the same coin. But I don't know. I guess for me, with Shira, it was there seemed to be a little bit more at stake somehow, with Hordak and the Horde and the Rebellion and everything. It just seemed like, I don't know, there was more going on. Whereas with He-Man, it was more just kind of Skeletor's evil plot of the week, and I don't know. Anyway, I should make a mention that not Mill Creek, but Classic Media actually did re-release Shira a couple years ago, and this is the complete series set, and they did at least a season 1 set as well. I can't remember if they did a season 2 set or not, but anyway, I'll just, whatever you see there, that's what they did. But yeah, Classic Media basically made it available again after BCI Eclipse went belly up. So between that and the Mill Creek release of the 30th anniversary release of He-Man, Mill Creek also re-released the 2002 series in a complete series set. Fairly inexpensive. The Shira set's a little more expensive. Classic Media isn't quite as bargain brand as Mill Creek, but you should be able to find them kicking around. And honestly, I mean, you can still find the BCI sets out there if you shop around long enough. I lucked out. I got the He-Man sets. I had picked up seasons 1 and 2, or season 1 volumes 1 and 2, I was trying to get season 2, but it was really hard to come by. And then I just lucked out on an eBay seller who was letting all 4 sets go together, brand new, factory sealed, for $60. So, there are deals out there. This is after they were, long after they were, about a year after they were out of print. So there are deals out there. You just got to keep an eye out for them. I mean, some people, there's going to be scalpers, obviously, who want to get as much money as they possibly can and try to get you to pay through the nose for them. But then there's others who just, yeah, whatever. I just want to sell them, make a bit of money. As long as they're making a profit, they don't care, right? It doesn't have to be all the money. It just has to be a little bit more than they paid for it, and then they're fine. So I guess, the guy I got these from probably got them dirt cheap and was just letting them go cheap because, that was a profit to him. So he was cool with that. Didn't really care too much about that. Works for me. So, yeah, keep an eye out. The BCI sets are out there sometimes. And they're definitely worth having if you're a fan of these shows. They make beautiful display pieces. They, as I said last time, they look and sound as good as these shows will ever look and sound because Hallmark destroyed all the film prints, so all that exists are the Standard Def Video Masters. The Standard Def PAL Video Masters, no less, even though it was originally an NTSC show, so that's kind of annoying. But, yeah, so, as far as presentation goes, the sets are gorgeous. They look great on the shelf. They got the awesome art cards that we've been looking at. And just generally terrific sets that any fan would be proud to own. So, yeah, get them if you can, and enjoy them if you already got them. Alrighty, well, that is it for me to you for now. So I'd just like to take a quick moment to thank my Patreon sponsors. Thanks, Patreon sponsors. You guys and gals are awesome. Thank you very, very much for your ongoing support. Really, really appreciate it a lot. And special extra big super duper thanks to my 2 highest level sponsors, namely Kyle Pellegrini and Get Your Gorgeous On, which is the awesome e-mag put together by the equally awesome duo of Michelle O'Toole and Simon Hedger. So big thanks to you fine folks for your continued support. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, so, and to everyone else, please do consider becoming a Patreon sponsor because you're just helping the show pretty directly by doing so. Everything I get from Patreon goes right back into the show in terms of, new stuff to review and do closer looks about, equipment upgrades. I got a new hard drive for my computer so I could start capturing more footage, possibly for the return of Multimedia Chronicles Retro at some point. Just saying, trying to make that happen, but, equipment is a little bit lacking in terms of being able to capture all that old footage. So, the Patreon campaign definitely helps with that. So, yeah, just saying. Yeah, alrighty. Well, that is it for me to you for now. So until next time. Next time we'll be taking a look at the new adventures of He-Man, which will probably be a lot shorter than the past 2 episodes because it's only 2 volumes. But a pretty cool set, and I think a very underappreciated entry into the, the legacy of He-Man. I think it's a lot better than people seem to give it credit for, but we'll talk about that a little bit next time. Alrighty. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara. I don't know why, it's like every week I do one of these and I just have ridiculous farts. I don't know. It's farting time on the Multimedia Chronicles.